Hello students, in this lecture you will learn Gauss's law in dielectric medium and electric susceptibility and also the dielectric constant of the dielectric material. You will learn now Gauss's law in the dielectric medium. The Gauss's law, which was stated and proved in chapter on the electrostatics, the chapter 1 was the Gauss's law in the vacuum. So now we will try to state and derive the Gauss's law in the dielectric material medium. Now to prove this Gauss's law in the dielectric medium, we will consider a dielectric medium like this and we will consider some closed surface inside this dielectric medium. So this is a closed surface enclosing some volume. So this closed surface is S. Now as I have mentioned in the previous lecture that ideally dielectric contains no free charges, but in actual practice it contains free charges, maybe small in number, but it contains free charges. In case of the solid, it is electrons. So now we will say that this charge Q1, Q2, Q3, etc., they are the charge due to the free charges which are present in the dielectric. It is electrons in solid, but even liquids are there are liquid dielectrics are there. There it can be also ions. So total such free charges is this capital Q equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus there are many more in that. Let us say that this full dielectric is polarized. Polarized means it has a dipole moment, and whenever it is polarized, there is a polarization of that dielectric. That means they have a net polarization charges. So whenever polarization is there, then there will be on one side surface of the negative polarized charges, other side surface of the positive polarized charges. So that Q suffix P with the net polarization charge. Then Gauss's law, as we have stated in the first chapter, the total flux enclosed total flux over the enclosed surface is 1 upon epsilon 0 time charge enclosed, and definition of the flux is electric field and area vector dot product of that, and when you take a surface integral there is a total flux equal to 1 upon epsilon 0. Now charge enclosed inside here is the free charges which are present and the polarization charges which are there. So this is the equation 1. So now first we will calculate that polarization charges capital Q suffix P. Now these polarization charges are there due to the surface area as well as due to the volume, and as we have seen in the previous lecture that the surface charge density of polarization is nothing but vector P dot unit vector n, and that this ds, that area comes there, and it is a surface integral, and surfaces here are S1 plus S2 plus the more such areas around that embedded charges. Then we have also seen in the previous lecture that the volume charge density because of polarization is minus divergence of vector P, and it is a volume integral because it is the volume charge density, and this dV should be there. Then In this, we take the minus sign outside and write it like this. Then we use divergence theorem for this term, and according to divergence theorem, the volume integral of the divergence of the function is equal to surface integral of the function. Function here is P, and the volume is there, so that the surfaces are closed surfaces. Now here the surface integral is taken beside the surfaces of the embedded charges is also surface of the full dielectric. So S plus S1 plus S2 plus that S3, S4 and so on. Then we split this integral as over S and remaining over S1 plus S2 plus etc. So we split this here over these limits, and then the first term and last term cancels, and what remains behind is minus loop integral, surface integral of vector p dot n cap ds. In earlier slide, we have derived this equation 1, this for the flux, total flux over that surface we have chosen 1 upon epsilon 0 q plus qp. Qp is the polarization charges and q are the embedded charges. And this qp we have shown in the previous slide minus surface integral and loop integral vector p dot n cap ds. So now in the equation 1 we substitute this quantity qp and we get this. Then we take this epsilon 0 on this side, you get this equation. Then we take the epsilon 0 inside, we can take inside because epsilon 0 is constant. Then this term will bring it on the left hand side, so minus becomes plus, and then we take this dot n cap ds as a common. So what remains in the integrand, remaining part, is epsilon 0 vector e plus vector p dot n cap ds. Then this epsilon 0 vector e plus vector p has some significance, and it is called as the electric displacement vector, and it is written as vector d. Now this electric displacement vector, it is written here. Now it is with respect to in fact electromagnetic wave. So at this moment you will not know actually what is the physical significance of this, but if you study the electromagnetic wave, there is something called as a displacement current there, and that corresponding vector is the electric displacement vector. So now this here, the loop surface integral of vector d dot vector unit vector n ds equal to q is a integral form of the Gauss's law in the dielectric. I have written in this box this what you have derived in the previous slide, that integral form of the Gauss's law in the dielectric, that is the loop integral, surface integral of vector d dot n cap ds equal to capital Q. Now if the charge distribution is in a small volume, then we can find for that element volume how much is the charge, rho dV, and integral of that will be the total charge. So this is a volume integral. So although you have written a single integral, actually it is a triple integral. So that rho is the volume charge density. So this Q we substitute in this equation, we get this. Then we use a divergence theorem on the left hand side. According to divergence theorem, the surface integral of the function, so function is vector d, is the volume integral of the divergence of the function. So this volume is enclosed by the surface S. So we convert that surface integral into the volume integral, and this is divergence of vector d, and that dV has to be there because it is a volume integral. Now when the integrals are equal, that means integrands are equal. So del dot d equal to rho, and this del dot d, divergence of the electric displacement vector equal to rho, is called as a differential form of the Gauss's law in the dielectric. Next we learn here about different physical quantities associated with the dielectric medium. Now first of all, we define first what is the meaning of isotropic medium. Iso means same, tropic means a direction. So same direction. Now it is called as isotropic medium if different physical quantities. See, in the isotropic medium is where different physical quantities have the same directions. Different physical quantities means it may be electric field or displacement vector, polarization. These are the physical quantities associated with the dielectric. So their physical quantities are different, their values are different, but directions will be same. So these are isotropic medium. So we will only consider isotropic dielectric. So this is a simplest case we are studying here. Then we'll see what is the meaning of the electric susceptibility and dielectric constant. Now, as we have seen earlier, that dielectric medium get polarized. That means it will have a dipole moment only in the external electric field. Otherwise, what happens is whether it's a polar dielectric or non-polar dielectric, the dipole moment, total dipole moment is 0. So that means polarization is 0. So polarization takes place. That means dielectric medium will gain electric dipole moment only when it is kept in the external electric field. And how much polarization takes place depends upon the electric field. And again, the properties of the molecules of the dielectric. And if the material is isotropic, that means all physical quantities have same direction, then polarization should have also same direction as electric field causing it. So electric field, polarization, any other physical quantity is there, they will have the same direction. And for the linear dielectric, when the dielectrics are of two types, linear dielectric and non-linear dielectric. We are studying here only linear dielectric. In the linear dielectric, the physical quantities are proportional. See, as also I mentioned earlier, in earlier lecture, if electric field is more, polarization is more. And same direction means both are positive quantities, same direction. So plus sign is there. So vector P and the constant of so polarization is proportional to the electric field, and constant of proportionality is written as is a Greek symbol chi. You can call it as a x. Now this chi is a Greek symbol, is called the electric susceptibility of the molecule. So this is only for the linear dielectric. That means physical quantities are proportional. Isotropic means same direction, and linear dielectric means the physical quantities are proportional. So basically, this susceptibility is a ratio of the magnitude of the polarization to the magnitude of the electric field. So this is how we define electric susceptibility, is electric polarization of linear dielectric per unit external electric field applied. So that means total polarization divided by total electric field which is applied. So that is the meaning of the electric susceptibility. Then also electric displacement is a linear dielectric, is a proportional to the electric field. If the electric field is more, then electric displacement vector will be more. And the constant of proportionality is epsilon, and epsilon is called the permittivity of the medium. Then we have proved this in the Gauss's law in dielectric, that vector D equal to epsilon 0 vector E plus vector P. Now we substitute here D equal to epsilon E, and this epsilon 0 E is here, plus P, as we have shown in the previous slide, P equal to chi vector E. So vector E cancels here, and what we get is epsilon equal to epsilon 0 plus chi, and where epsilon and chi depends on the material. So these are the properties of the material. The value depends upon the material. Epsilon 0 is the permittivity of the free space, that is a constant, 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12 SI unit. And this epsilon, chi have the same SI unit. Then for linear dielectric, epsilon equal to k epsilon 0. We have very often used it earlier. K is called as a dielectric constant, and epsilon 0 is the permittivity of free space. So k equal to, from this, epsilon equal to k epsilon 0, k equal to epsilon by epsilon 0. And if you use that equation from the this previous slide, it is equal to 1 plus chi divided by epsilon 0. So chi by epsilon 0 equal to k minus 1. So chi equal to epsilon 0 into k minus 1. These are the different expression. You should know expression for the chi as equal to epsilon 0 into k minus 1, then k as epsilon by epsilon 0, and earlier, whatever the formulas we have stated in the earlier slide.